bond went down to 750,000 because the grandmother got on the stand and talked. Not
Right.
because three
And
people got on the stand, not because four people got on the stand. It only took one old ass woman to get on the stand and say that she worked for Dallas fucking County and was a retired head district attorney for 30 years. And me, a person that know the court system, I know what that head district attorney mean. Head district attorney mean that you work directly with the judges. You did the paperwork. You knew niggas was getting warrants before they got
head
warrants.
district
You,
clerk. She was the head district clerk.
yeah,
Not
the
the
head district.
attorney, but the head district clerk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. The head district clerk, and they work with the district attorneys and the judges. They fill out the paperwork. They do the
Yeah.
paperwork for
They
them.
file order. I was explaining this shit earlier. I think clerks know the law system better than judges.
Yeah, they do.
It's
They
kind of
don't.
like
They do. They
paralegals
work
working
for
for
them.
lawyers because we
They
do
do
all
their
their
work.
work.
They when a judge need to find
Right.
something out or something going on, they ask they head clerk, get this
Absolutely.
information.
Absolutely. It's the same thing with a lawyer and a paralegal. Who do you think the lawyer is talking to? They're
The
not,
paralegal.
they're talking to the person doing the work, the person doing the research, the person drafting the documents. And you get what I'm saying? Like people don't understand the way the law works. That's the only reason why he got that reduction because she was a retired clerk.
Exactly.
If she wasn't a retired clerk, the state attorney already presented mad cases that was way less egregious than what Yella did that had way higher bonds.
That's my
He
point.
presented the case law and
That's my point.
and they still gave him a lower bond. So
That
that tells you,
and I don't think Yellow Beezy
yeah, that tells you everything.
presented anything that would give him a reason to get a lower bond. What did Yellow Beezy
Nothing.
present? Anything to get a lower bond?
Exactly. There you go. Because what the state attorney presented was kind of the same set of facts, right?
Yeah.
The same set of facts. That's how case law works. That's why we
The
even go
district
into
attorney,
court
the
and
district
argue.
attorney job was to show why he's supposed to keep the bond, show cases in other scenarios where they had higher
Correct.
bonds, and he
Correct.
did that. He proved his case, and he proved that he had a witness going to testify against everything that he obliged for.
And
Only
they
thing that
still lowered the bond.
and they still lowered the bond because one person got on the stand and said they worked for the
That
district.
was
Was that
because of grandma. But what people need to understand is that the liability behind him being released lays very heavily on her.
they do? Because
So
she the reason he
if he
released.
yes,
This
if
this
he
ain't no
does
different. And look,
anything
this ain't
crazy,
no difference. This ain't no different than when
she
Beanie
gonna get
Siegel.
locked up.
This ain't no difference than when Beanie Siegel was going to jail and the judge asked Jay Z, "Do he think would he be released to Jay Z?" And Jay Z said
Right.
no. This
Right.
ain't no difference.
You
Beanie
see what I'm
Siegel
saying?
was
But new
released
people
because
around these young motherfuckers don't know. They don't know, Cap. They don't know. These young motherfuckers don't know. We done seen this shit so many times.
now I know it's a lot of evidence. I know they got a secret witness, but I know how the court systems work. I know how they'll plan a nigga in the jury. I know how the judge could be working. The judge could know the grandmother who worked for the district attorney. So when the prosecutor say I object, she gonna overrule because she
Mm-hmm.
know the grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
You see
Right.
what I'm saying? Even though we
Absolutely.
know there's a lot of shit on this case that's gonna get them that can put them away, we know how they could taint the fucking case, the trial. We seen it. We seen it in
Right.
the Young Thug case with that black judge. That black judge was taking the trial like a motherfucker.
I mean, we see it even on trials that don't have to do with anybody that's famous. The shit happens every day. And this is what I be trying to get across to people. Just because these people are famous don't change the way the law works. It might
Mm-hmm.
change certain circumstances like BZ being let out of jail on bond, but it don't change the evidence behind them. That'll never change. And that's what people need to realize. We done seen this shit so many times. His defense is the only defense he has is to give up Keywan and Brown. That's the only defense he has.
I'm afraid, man. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm afraid in this Mo
Why you
3 case now
afraid?
because of the grandmother. She got too many connects. If my nigga, this her grandson, you know she on the phone calling people. Sharon, what would you be doing if this was your grandson and you used to be the head district clerk for Dallas County? Sharon, you still there?
You don't think she was doing it when it first happened? You don't
Yeah,
think she
I
was
do.
making her moves when all of this went down, which might have lent to the reason why it took so long
Yeah, I
to
think
get
I
BZ
do.
locked up?
Yeah, I do.
You don't think that's about with her connections in the courthouse?
You think that'd come out?
I think that when you're connected or when you have family, and he ain't the only one, Trap Boy got an uncle that's a fucking counselor for Dallas County. Aside from the other people in his family
Oh,
that
Trap
work in
Boy
the
got a
law,
what? Trap Boy got a what?
he has a councilman that is his uncle or a commissioner, whatever the fuck they call him in
Yeah.
Texas. I don't know what they call him in Texas. I
Hey,
think
we
he's
got
called a
commissioners.
councilman or a commissioner.
We got both. He probably a councilman.
Yeah, but that's Trap's uncle. He's really connected in there. So now we learned that Yella Beezy got a grandmother that was a retired clerk. Like, come on.
I wonder if his uncle is Price. Wiley Price. What's that nigga name? Wiley?
I don't know his name, but I know Lowdown. If you go to Lowdown videos, she exposed him 3 years ago, and we
Yo,
ignored it.
bro,
But
his
now
uncle
he's
is
coming back
Commissioner
up.
John Wiley Price. I knew it. His
Yeah,
uncle's
I don't
Commissioner
know his
John
name.
Wiley Price. Oh my God.
But if you
Oh
put
my.
their pictures together, because I think that Lowdown did a side by side,
Wow. Don't
they
tell
look
me.
alike.
Don't tell
The
me.
nigga look just like him.
And y'all know John Wiley Price was a thug back in the day before he became
He just
commissioner,
a
right?
darker version of he just a darker version of Trap. They look just alike though.
Y'all know John Wiley Price used to be a thug back in the day before he became a commissioner. He was a gangster. Y'all do know that, right?
Commissioner Price cool though. Okay, so they saying it. All right, so you got people in the chat that know what I'm talking about.
He was a
Yeah.
street nigga. He was a street nigga. That
See
nigga
what I'm
used to.
saying? So
Do he still got them cornrows in his hair?
yo, this shit is like some power shit, cat. Yo, this shit is like some power shit. What are we
Wow,
like? What?
I'm not surprised, bro. It's old videos of him being arrested as teenager, man.
His
That nigga
only
was.
defense is proving that he didn't pay them boys that 40K. But they already proved the fact that he paid the 40K. So there is no defense. That's my point.
And the thing, that's why I say that whoever the anonymous witness got to be somebody close to Beasley in his household because they are the one that's corroborating the 40K.
Nah, if you listen to what the state attorney said, the start witness was in the meeting with them.
Was in the meeting.
Whatever meeting they had, they were all together. Yeah. And that's like, you know, that's what I'm talking about. And then when you read the prosecution report, read the affidavit, everything corroborates. Just look at the evidence that they got. Listen to what the state attorney said yesterday, and then read the affidavit. Everything's gonna make sense. But when you listening to shit in pieces versus connecting all the information that we have together, it'll make you confused. But if you haven't been following this shit from day one, a lot of shit won't make sense. You get what I'm
And don't
saying?
forget, and Bookham, don't forget, they got a lot of video of Keywan and Devin.
Dog, they got like three Callie, chill. That was that's her over here. Chill. They got like 3 or 4 different video footages downloaded.
Yeah, of the key one. And then
And that's
before the
and that's in the prosecution. That's in the prosecution report, bro. We not arguing about that. We not we what we not gonna do is argue about what the police got. We can
Mhm.
argue about emotions and what we think, but we're not gonna argue about what's on paper. And they
Yeah,
have it.
we know what the police got. They told us.
You get what I'm saying? And that's where like little niggas like SD, JB, all these other niggas that's paid to come into the sector and spin a narrative, that's what they're doing. But we're reading from black and white that comes from Dallas PD and the state attorney's office. I'm
And,
not
and, and,
pulling this
and
shit out of the top of my head.
now let me ask you this, Book. Let me ask you this. They got the juvenile as a witness. Do you
Yes,
think do you think they could have waited 5 years also for that child to be of age to where he could hit the stand?
they don't need it. You know why they don't need it? They
But what if I'm not
downloaded,
saying they need it, but what if he that's because thing that could be your icing on the cake, that juvenile.
but they don't. You know sometimes the state don't need any um subsequent evidence, but behind what they already have, because when you download a phone, how are you how are you arguing behind receipts? Isn't
Hmm.
this something we do in the Mo3 sector when we present receipts? How are you
Yeah,
arguing behind what I'm
I'll back
showing
you
you?